Welcome to Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch, and today I'm going to bring you guys the preview for UFC 203, in which Stipe Miocic is defending his heavyweight title against Miocic-Overeem. Also on that card, you've got WWE wrestling superstar CM Punk, now going by his government name of Phil Brooks, taking on Mickey Gall in Brooks's mixed martial arts debut. That's a big deal. He's been training for this for about 2 years, and he is the co-main event, I believe, on this card. That is a big deal for somebody who's never had a match before. Also, we got Fabricio Werdum versus Travis Hopper Brown in what should be a very entertaining heavyweight scrap. We've got Jessica Evil Eye versus Bethe Correia in a bantamweight fight, which also should be pretty entertaining. So this card is going to be pretty good from the star power that they have on there. I'm only going to talk about the main event because I like to keep these videos short for you guys, and let's get into it. So this fight is taking place in Cleveland, Ohio, which is the home town of Stipe Miocic, and he is making the first defense of the UFC heavyweight title that he won from Fabricio Werdum, who was fighting on the undercard. Now, he won that by a devastating knockout in the first round against a normally very durable fighter in Fabricio Werdum. That goes to show you that Miocic has very, very real power. Out of his 15 wins, I believe 12 of them are by stoppage. So the guy has great hands. And that comes from an amateur boxing background. He's a former Golden Gloves winner of, I believe, the state of Ohio. And you can see it in his punches. Most times they're very crisp, very sharp, very fast. They are very technically sound. He does tend to overreach a few times, but usually that's early on when the nerves are still going and he begins to settle down. He also has very great footwork that you usually see in a lot of boxing matches, but he has been able to translate it well into MMA and uses it to cut angles that you usually don't see in an MMA ring, except for the top of the top guys like a Demetrius Johnson or somebody like that. I'm not saying he's on that level. I'm just saying he can use his feet sometimes to get those same similar angles. Now, in Miocic-Overeem, we have a highly decorated, very powerful, and pretty well-rounded challenger here. He is the former K1 Grand Prix champ. He's the Dream MMA champ. He's the former Strikeforce heavyweight champ. And this is his second attempt at a UFC heavyweight title. If you remember, he was scheduled to fight Junior Dos Santos, but he had a little issue with performance-enhancing drugs, and that ended that. So now he's climbed his way back up after a few losses. And ever since he's moved into the Jackson Winklejohn camp, his defense has been a lot better. Because if you know Miocic-Overeem, if you touch him on the chin, you can knock him out. And that's where the problem lies in this fight. Stipe Miocic is a guy that when he touches you on the chin, he can put you out. And you have a foe in Miocic-Overeem who, when he gets touched on the chin, he gets put out. But, like I said before, he's been more conscious of using his feet to move around the ring. He's begun to utilize the Jackson Winklejohn staple of the side kick and the elliptical kick to the leg. Something that I'm not sure why a lot of people don't use, but every fighter in their stable pretty much uses it. and it's a very effective kick. It helps limit the movement of the opponent, and I think the reason a lot of people don't use it is because they don't like it because of how easily you can separate someone's knee from their leg doing so. But where they landed, I'm gonna try and get my leg up here. You see they landed up here where there's a lot more strength. You got all your quad muscles going in there, instead of down here where if you landed down here, yeah, that's a wrap for your knee. And when I took Wing Chun Kung Fu, that's where we were taught to land that kick. So they bring it up a little bit higher, and it makes it a little bit safer and a highly effective attack. Now, like I said earlier, Miocic-Overeem is a very, very decorated kickboxer. He's probably got some of the most devastating body kicks that you could see in MMA, and his punches aren't bad as well, but a lot of his most devastating attacks do come from his kicks. Ask Brock Lesnar. How I see this fight going is I think it's going to be pretty cerebral going in early on, especially because, like I said, Miocic-Overeem has been more conscious of being defensively sound than he was when he first entered the UFC, and he had a complete disdain for everyone striking. He now realizes that, hey, these guys are the real deal, and I need to concentrate on being defensively sound or else I'll be put out of there again. So he's going to be trying to keep the distance and pick his spots like he's been doing in all of his fights, especially since he's been at Jackson Winklejohn. But the big question mark for me is his stamina. I have not seen him go 5 rounds in a long time. I honestly don't think I've ever seen him go 5 rounds. He's been in scheduled 5-round fights, but the fights did not go that scheduled distance. So if he gets carried into deep waters, I'm not sure how his stamina is going to hold up. For him, he has slimmed down a lot from like the hulking beast that he was a few years ago. A lot of that may have to do with him not taking performance-enhancing drugs anymore. But this guy is a prime example of steroids not making you have a better chin. A lot of people, they get mad and they're like, oh, this guy's a so-and-so and such and such. He's on steroids, blah, blah. They do not help you take a punch better. And he is proof. There's several other fighters that are proof of that, but this is Exhibit A because that's who's fighting tomorrow night. So I believe that the crisper punches of Miocic will get there eventually and bring about a stoppage. I think the champ retains. As much as I'm a fan of Miocic-Overeem, I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off. But he is highly capable of doing it. Like I said, he's a very versatile striker. He also has a very good standing guillotine, but I don't think they'll really get that close for him to even put it on. This one's going to be a striking match, and both guys have advantages, but with the chin of Overeem, I can't put my full trust in that. So I'm going to go with Miocic by knockout, maybe around mid-third round. So if you guys have anything you want to say, if you have any thoughts on the fight or predictions as well, drop them in the comment section. Make sure you like this video. Thank you. Subscribe. Thanks again. And stay tuned for the recap, which I'll most likely be doing probably around Monday after I get a chance to watch the fight and really see what's going on in it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.
This is round 1 and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.